If your agency is experiencing ghosting during the proposal process, not closing more than 50% of the proposals that you send out, or sending out proposals that are less than $5,000 in value, you need to watch this video because I'm going to show you how to fix all these problems without adding services, without getting more leads, without doing anything except for making very small changes to the process that you're already doing. So I'm going to walk you through our 7-figure agency sales process for how to sell SEO to prospects where they don't ghost on you, where they're high ticket, and where you'll close a lot of the proposals. Let's jump on over to my computer and let me run you through the whole process end to end. Let's go. The sales process starts where the marketing process ends. So when your agency receives a lead, now we want to kick off the sales process. Now, an important distinction here on lead, we want to make sure that they're qualified leads. We have a very simple process for doing this. Our agency has a single point of entry into our sales process. You can't call us. You can't send us an email. You have to go through a specific form because that form has a series of questions on it that are going to help us to qualify the lead to make sure that A, that we want to work with them, and B, that they actually have a problem that we can solve and pitch them a solution that they're going to want to pay us for. Off the back of those questions is a form to book a consultation on our sales team's calendar. So we call the consultation the discovery call. And the reason why we call it the discovery call, because this is not a sales call. We are not here to give them a hard close. We are here to discover as much as possible about their business so we can put together a proper proposal that is going to attack problems and offer solutions to those problems. We're going to keep talking about that as we go through this because it's key to closing more deals and charging more for your deals as well. This is also important, this discovery call, because we want to make the determination if we want to work with this customer. It takes a lot of time to put together a good proposal, especially if you want to be charging 6 figures and up on all of your deals. You can't just put together a template and send it out and expect to close. You got to put time and effort into research to understanding and pitching the right service for that customer. So we don't want to have to spend a lot of time putting together proposals for people who are not qualified. Now, you're probably already doing this, right? But there's 2 things that we want to make sure that we're doing that you're probably not doing that are going to help you to drastically reduce ghosting and also put together a proposal that, again, is really going to anchor in what you're doing against the cost and justify the work that you're proposing. So the first thing is very simple. Just ask for some sort of access to analytics. We like to get access to Google Analytics because we can see where they currently are, and then we can show them where they will be after working with us. It's much easier if you do this on the call because if you try and get it via email, people are going to be like, oh yeah, I need to send this developer, blah, blah, blah. Do it on the call while you have their attention and while you have their focus. Number 2, right off the back of that, is to book the follow-up call. You don't want to just send a proposal without a call. You want to review the proposal on a call with them. And again, if you try and do it via email, it's going to be really hard to book. Just ask them when they can do it next week. Ask them what time works for them. Send them an invite on the call. Make sure that they got it and accepted it. And then you can move on and you can talk about putting together a proposal for them. I promise you, if you do that second thing in terms of booking the follow-up call on the call, you will drastically reduce ghosting. You do not want to just fire off proposals that you spend a lot of time in. Email is way too easy to ignore. People are too busy. They might see a price and move on. They might never get a chance to review it because it's too long. You never know. You want to do it on a call. So you want to make sure you get that locked in before we move to the next step. The next step is the analysis. Our agency calls this the top 10 analysis. Basically, where we put together a top 10 list of both problems and then areas of opportunity where we can come in and help them grow, get more traffic, and get more customers as well. We've templated this analysis so our sales team can easily find really detailed insights without the need for calling on our services team who are doing the SEO and are experts. So we've essentially built a checklist that will go through and identify problems on their website and areas of opportunities. Again, this is key. A lot of agencies will just move in and just start slanging services right away. Customers don't want your services. They want solutions to problems. If we can find problems and we can anchor those problems against a feeling or a pain point or a cost, then we can come in with our services as solution to those problems. And those problems will be anchored against a cost so we can charge what we want to fix those problems and to help them grow. It's a very small distinction that will help you to charge more on your proposals right away. If you just do this analysis and you find problems, you understand what the cost and the value of those problems are to a business, and you're able to solve those problems, then you can charge more on your next proposal, I promise. Again, the key here, though, is we don't want to just go off the rails. If you only sell SEO, you don't want to be like, hey, your Instagram account sucks, because then they're going to be like, great, fix it. And then you're like, okay, I can fix it. And then you got to go try and build the process and the service that you don't have. So make sure analysis focused on ultimately what your agency's offer is. The next step here, and this is key, another step that so many agencies skip over, is putting together projections, or what type of results can they expect from your services, right? So the first thing we're doing is finding problems. Then we're going to position our services as solution to those problems. And then we're going to showcase to the best of our ability what they can expect from the result of this. So now again, when we talk about pricing, if we're able to showcase and forecast the impact of our services It's not just the cost of those problems to the business. We can also then value our service based on the impact that we're forecasting to have. So the way we do this is we built what we call our traffic projection tool. It's really, really dope. Basically, it pulls in data from analytics and SEMrush, and it runs a bunch of different growth forecasts based on our past performance, based on their site's current performance, and then puts together forecasts for what they can expect for traffic. We then times that against conversion rate. And we just show them how much money they're going to make as a result of our services. So when you have a list of problems that we found, right, in a top 10 analysis, then we present our services to them as solutions for that. So like, okay, they can help us here. And then we're also like, hey, this is how much you're going to grow and make from this. Then when it comes to pricing, which is next in the proposal process, we can ratchet that up as high as we want, as long as it falls within that scope. So many people ask me how they can charge more for their service, and they think they have to stack more stuff on top. That's not the case. You just got to find better problems, and you got to offer better solutions, and you got to showcase your work. That's it. I promise if you can do these things, you'll be able to charge way more on your next proposal without getting any more leads. The next step is to put together the pitch, aka the proposal. Key here is really knowing how to price. So I just talked a lot about how you can value your services and how you can charge for it, but you've also got to have a pricing method. You don't want to just go straight value based and just pull numbers off like, hey, because we think we're going to, 10x your traffic, then we're going to charge you 10x what other agencies are charging. You got to have a system to do it. We use a very simple pricing matrix. It's loosely based on what they're getting in terms of the deliverables, but also we're ratcheting up the price of it, again, based on the value. I don't want to go too much into that detail because underneath this, you'll find a whole suite that's going to teach you how to do all this, including how to properly price your proposals. So now with our analysis, with our traffic projection, with our pricing, we can put together a proposal. I just like to compile this into a nice document. We have a designer put together a really nice custom one for us, and then we'll discuss it with the prospect, right? We will only send the proposal 1 hour before our scheduled call, just so they can get context, so they're not walking into a trap here, feeling ambushed. We do want to send it them a little bit of time before to review, but we also want to make sure that we're not giving them, 2 days to think about it and discuss it and be like, no, we're good, right? Because part of this too, this is a sales process. Even if they get sticker shock, we want to be there to talk them through it. We don't want to have them analyze and assess this proposal on their own. We want to be there to walk them through everything, let them ask questions on the call, and beat back those objections while we're going through this. So again, that's the next part of the process here. I just call this the close process. So we always want to be planning for the common objections, especially your sales team. You want to coach them on the different common objections. This pricing is too high. It's going to take too long. This other agency said we could get it for this. The whole nine. We've got a whole list of objections that we train our sales team on. Again, that is included all through below. So on the follow-up call, right, now we can start to push them hard closes. We can start to push to actually get a contract signed. However, again, in this game, this isn't usually a 1 or 2 call close thing because they are getting other proposals. Most of the time, they're going to want to review them. You got to respect that. So you can go for the hard close on the follow-up call, but most of the time, they're going to want to reconvene, talk about it, and then get an answer back to you. What's really important here too, again, before you let them leave that call, is to get a decision date from them. Because again, a lot of times companies will just spin on for months and months and months and say, hey, we're thinking about it. Hey, next quarter. You need to set a decision date for them. And that's out of respect for you too. So what I like to say is something like this. Hey, Steve, totally respect your decision and want to go back and talk about it, review other proposals. If you guys need anything in the meantime, of course, you can contact us. However, our agency has a lot of interest right now from prospects. We only like to take on a certain amount of clients per month so we can ensure that you get the proper attention for your campaign. Do you think that you could get this decision by Wednesday next week? So that way we can understand if we can lock you in for the following month's start date or a start date of your choice. Again, that now gives you proper and ample space to follow up and follow up aggressively. So many people ask us about, hey, how do you follow up? What follow-up templates do you have? You set a date and you hold them to that date. And then after that date, if they don't respond to you, that gives you the leeway to call them up to follow up aggressively because you had that agreed on date, as opposed to just following up aimlessly, until the end of the world. We want to make sure that there's a strategy and a plan. And again, we're holding them accountable for the work that we've done and our time that we've given them as well. The last and final part of this is just putting together a contract. We call it a statement of work, and then it goes over to service delivery. Now, everything that you see in here, including all the templates that I talked about, our statement of work template, our pricing template, our contract template, proposal template, our traffic projection tool, all of that is being given away for free through the link below. On top of that, you'll get access to the trainings to show you how to go through all parts of this process in detail. And I actually coach you myself on every single step of this process, show you the templates, show you how to apply them, literally walk you through step by step. It is literally the perfect training for you or for your sales team. And I promise you, if you go through it, you will be able to charge more on your deals right away, tomorrow, on the next proposal that you send. All that is free through the link below. Hit it, get access, and I'll see you up there.